the modus operandi of most of these criminals. They look at the pattern. You keep, the crime fighters in one position for a long time, they will run you over. And that is what happened. So you saw unprecedented number of crimes, violent crimes going up. And some of us kept asking, do reshuffle, do major reshuffle. And what we saw, personally, what some of us saw was rather, what do you call it, changing just people down there. When you do that and you don't touch the top, chances are that nothing changes. And so I have higher expectations that this is the way to fight crime. You move people, you do that movement where some would move to other positions, some would come. And so I have that expectation that with these current changes we've seen, the criminals are going to back off a bit. And if those who have been put in position will move on and fight the criminals, chances are that they would have to abandon their trade or they are likely to be apprehended. And so I'm very hopeful, but I would want to be very measured, optimistic, and not probably say that he can. I think he can. We need to give him all the support. But I am confident that, at every given point when crime levels begin to rise, this is it's taught. They practically academic. These are things that they are supposed to be doing, but unfortunately, we haven't seen it. And so, for him coming in, his first 100 days, I was expecting to see this. It looks like he's already done that. And so, yes, let's give him, that room and see what he can do moving forward with the people who have come in. In any case, I believe that whoever was moved is still a police officer, and so until they retire. So yeah,
Seeing this as a strategy in fighting crime.
done when probably the situation is becoming hopeless, when you've collected enough data, when you can see lack of performance, when you can see, for instance, your director general operations maybe not doing well, director general CID, maybe you can see a lot more cases, they are not cracking or apprehending criminals. There you have a number of cold cases. If you look at Ahmed Swale case, is still pending. Bene, there are several cases like that. And you can see violent crimes going up. You have crimes getting committed in front of the headquarters. You have police officers getting killed. You and I know that usually when you touch a police officer, it doesn't matter. Even if you go under the sea, they would apprehend you. But the moment you begin to see officers in uniform getting gunned down in broad daylight and officers alive are not able to apprehend them, then you know we are in a very hopeless situation. And that is why some of us kept calling to see some change. And so, depending on the pattern and depending on data they've collected, you have to every now and then do some movement. Even under the police themselves, usually you are not supposed to stay in one position for more than 4 years at a certain level. But at the top where you are supposed to be in operational or a certain position, if things are not working, it is natural that you move for somebody else to come, depending on the person's capability. And I can tell you that the current Ghana police have one of the best crime fighters you will find anywhere in the world in the current Ghana police. What they need is to be motivated and encouraged. And I have urged that the current IGP, acting IGP, my good friend Dampare, should build bridges. I want to see, solid, call them bridges, iron bridges, or call them steel bridges built so that officers can reach out to him, he can reach out to them. I have already seen him reaching out to officers. I'm sure it's everywhere where he's reaching out to, the anti-crime, anti-robbery unit, talking to them and encouraging them. I want to see more incentives for, call them informants. When your informant regime is good, every criminals who are operating within the space run. You know why? Simple reason is that if we rob 50,000 and maybe five of us rob 50,000, chances are that we'll share 10,000 or 20,000. And but if you are going to give me out of the 50, give me 25,000. Police will give 25,000. Chances are that I'm likely to come and inform the police, and the rest of them will be apprehended. Once that is going on, most crimes stop in a way because the informant regime should be as good as motivating your crime fighters and ensuring that their welfare system is good. ensuring that when they die, or sorry, when they are injured, rapidly or swiftly they are treated and then given all this needed assistance that is required. Yes.
What should be
Horizontal, lateral. We want to see movement all over the country. Some people, for instance, when you go up north, some people have stayed there for a very long time because those in Accra, those in Kumasi don't want to go there. I mean, you signed on to something, you know that you could be transferred. So move them. Do that movement. Call people's bluff. Move people around. Once that happens, we are going to see probably a lot more proactive way of fighting crime, and most importantly, ensuring that training, because let's not just deploy people who don't have the requisite training to fight crime. Don't deploy them when they don't have the requisite crime fighting gear to fight it. And then also motivation, like I said, welfare. 20, the pay was supposed to have been increased by double. The former IGP said it, and that never materialized. Can that be revisited? Because that is very important for police officers. And so these are some of the things I want to see him, work with the policymakers. He has nothing to lose. He's a 51-year-old young man, the youngest IGP. He's not going to retire today. And so if he can call your bluff and you cannot dismiss him, you and I know. But if he's on contract, what do you expect? You will be singing the praise of his bosses. And I want to see him send every contract, police officer home. Send all of them home. I don't see they don't have no speciality that the current young ones don't have, and so they don't have anything that you say that if you bring in the young ones to replace them, they cannot do. And so I think that it is demotivational to have those who have reached retirement given very important and put in very important position at the expense of retired, what do you call it, police officers or commissioners of police. I have called and sent all of them home because they've reached the mandatory 60 years, so they should go home. That is something some of us are expected to see.
Thank you.